Welcome to the Global Landscapes Forum Bond Digital Conference 2020. I'm Natasha Elkington, and I'll be your host for this live session. I'm very excited to be participating in our 3-day conference, which, of course, we cannot all attend physically, so we're doing this digitally. So please bear with us if we have any technical issues. And I'm very excited to welcome my first guest for the GLF, and it's none other than Jolene Marie Cholock-Rotinsulu, who is Miss Indonesia's Miss Environment Indonesia, amongst many other interesting roles that you play. You're an activist, a model, entrepreneur, singer, mountaineer, and we're very excited to have you on board to chat to us about advocacy during this time.
Hi, Natasha. How are you?
Good, and you? Thanks for joining us.
I'm good. Thank you. I'm joining you guys from New York.
Great, right. And yes, and we're going to be live streamed on Instagram. And we also know that you have a lot of Indonesian followers out there who are tuned in today. We'd like to give a shout out.
Halo Indonesia, apa kabar semuanya?
Great.
Oh, I'm just speaking in Indonesia.
Great. So tell us, how long have you been stuck in the States then?
It's been few months. But yeah. We're basically cannot do much in this time of pandemic. So yeah, as we all are now,
yes,
bearing with the situation. So yeah, I hope we can still continue everything that we do, even it's from home. Yeah. So
great. And then we hope to be going. Sorry.
Just like what we did now with the conference.
Exactly. Everyone's zooming in from their home computers. Well, thank you again for joining us. And to our audience, please join in, tell us where you're from. There's always ways to interact, send your emojis. We'd love to hear from you and any questions you have for Jolene that you'd like me to ask her. We're going to have a session after we have a discussion for 20 minutes. So please join in, let us know where you're from, where you're tuning in from. I'm signing in from Kenya. Jolene's in New York at the moment. And yeah, I look forward to having a really great discussion with you. So we'll just jump into it.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us a bit more about your work as Miss Indonesia, Miss Environment Indonesia. What does that entail?
Okay, so basically, what I did is I've been campaigning everything about environment. I've been working with the Ministry of. I've been working with the governments, with the ministry, especially about the environmental issue that's been there in Indonesia. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what my titles are for.
Okay, and I
in Indonesia,
it's
Indonesia. It's called Putri Indonesia Lingkungan.
Okay,
and lingkungan means environment.
Right, and I understand that you're dedicated to reducing the plastic pollution that's devastating Indonesia. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes. Unfortunately, the extent of plastic pollution in Indonesia has reached the level where it cannot be tolerated anymore. And it's totally bothering me. I'm totally aware that we are the ocean's second largest plastic pollution contributor. And that's what moved me to start my advocacy.
And what are the challenges that you find that you're facing in terms of changing mindsets and changing how we behaviors in terms of how Indonesians are polluting with plastic?
Well, yeah, it's not an easy task to do. We are trying to change mankind habit over here, and it's been there since years ago, and so on and so on. And as we all know, I cannot do this alone. Mm-hmm. There are lots of people who've been helping me with the movement. And using my platform, the voice that I've given to me, I've been campaigning it from top to bottom to each and every stakeholders of our earth, starting from reaching governments, private sectors, communities. And my friends also have been helping me a lot with this, with my advocacy. My friends and families are very supportive about this. The challenges is not all of the Indonesians are aware about the ongoing problem. It's causing denial. Mm-hmm. And I think it's based on my experience and my perspective. It's over-consuming. That's has
That's the
been
main
the
driver,
challenges.
right?
Yeah, right.
And do you find that there's a difference in terms of behavior with the younger generation compared to the older generation, or do you find that it's just the same across the board in terms of the plastic situation in Indonesia?
Yeah, I think it's kind of the same, but what I've been trying to do now is campaigning it to the younger generation because
Hmm.
they are um, the stakeholders of our future Earth.
Right.
Yeah. So I've been working with schools with um, every hello.
I can hear you.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been working with schools. I've been working with um, every educational institution. So
Hmm.
yeah, I hope it can be changed for better.
Yes, we all do. And in terms of this pandemic that we're all facing at the moment, like you're now locked down and you're in New York, you're not in Indonesia, there's not a lot of
Hmm.
travel. So in terms of, your advocacy, how has this pandemic like affected you in terms of, moving the agenda forward?
Well, it's pretty much affecting me at the very beginning of the pandemic. I mean, not only me, I suppose all of us are.
Yeah,
But then after I realized the thing that's changed are only the medium, and I can still continue fine. If previously I can educate people about the issue by meeting them and discuss, now instead of meeting them and discuss, I use social media platform,
right,
and I do believe it has the same impact. So
right. So the movement is still ongoing, even despite the pandemic at the moment.
yes.
Okay. And have you actually done any physical like cleaning up? Like have you been part of any like actual, like change that you want to share with us, during as you've started this movement?
Yeah. I've been to several places. I've been like cleaning up beaches from the plastic pollution. Um, it's been doing fine. It's been doing great, wonderful, and I really cannot wait to do that again. But yeah, all of us have to wait for this pandemic, so that's that's
That's where
one
it
thing.
is
Yeah,
that we have to face.
unfortunately. Yeah.
But just tell us a little bit about maybe your journey, how you got here, because I know you model, you're an actress too. You do a lot of other things. So how did you get to decide, to start this movement against plastic pollution?
uh, as I mentioned before, as I'm did I mention you before
No,
about the
I think before when we were
platform?
live, but then we weren't, and we had to restart. Yeah,
Oh, I'm
Martin.
sorry. Okay, so for me, holding the title means you are given perhaps what I call in my life dictionary a responsibility.
Mhm.
The matter is, will you use the title responsibly, or is just going to be another accessory for you? I believe the title itself added value to my work and vice versa.
Mm.
And with the title that I hold, the impact of my post on advocating will be 100 times massive than before. Yeah,
So,
it's
but okay.
it's hello.
Hi. So you've been very passionate about the environment from even before you got this title.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Very, very good. So can you tell us in terms of, I know you're in New York at the moment, but from, stories of everyone back home, how has this pandemic affected Indonesia as a whole? What did you get my
So,
question?
can you repeat?
Yeah. So I was just saying, if you, I know you're in New York, but in terms
Mm-hmm.
of what's happening in Indonesia, could you share with us, like maybe from your friends and your family, how this pandemic has affected Indonesia?
Uh, yeah, it's pretty much affecting Indonesia. It um, just like what we feel now. Even me in New York, you in Kenya, each and every one of us got affected by this pandemic. And I've been seeing some stories from my friends, from my families. Um,
But
yeah,
do you think that
it's
in a way that this pandemic has had like in terms of the environment, maybe a positive effect in reducing consumption and
oh
plastic pollution?
Of course. Hello.
Hi, I can hear you.
Okay. Oh, hello. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's. I'm sorry, guys. Please bear with us because this is the first time of the.
As we're doing this,
This is
yes,
the
with all
first
these.
time. Yeah, yeah.
Shall I repeat the question? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, please.
Okay, yes. No, so I was just saying, do you think, are there any positives that have come out from this pandemic in Indonesia in terms of reducing plastic pollution and consumption, as you know, everyone's sort of under lockdown? So
Well,
has
it's
the
not
environment,
only
hmm,
well in a broader terms of the environment. It's not
hmm,
only the. This is actually the one thing that I want to speak about now. It's not only the. It's about the environment, um, and how COVID-19 affecting it, because COVID-19 indeed do its magic to our Mother Earth, and it's not only Indonesia. Some are blessings for me, or at least for people in Venice, like better water quality to better air quality for each and every one of us,
mhm,
because the carbon dioxide emission have decreased. Especially, I can feel that, especially for me who currently in the capital city of New York. But unfortunately, there's one thing we cannot deny in this era of pandemic,
and
which
that,
more piles of plastic waste. With the lockdown policy, everyone's forced to stay and work from home and do everything from their cozy little sofa, just like me, just like you.
hmm,
Um, People start to abandon this one particular environmental issue by taking cover behind COVID-19. I've heard people say they simply cannot do much in this time of pandemic. Meanwhile, some would prefer to wait till the pandemic is over to discuss about this issue. I also been discussing this particular issue with the Ministry of Environment Forestry of Indonesia.
mhm,
And yeah, sadly, they agree. They agree. Some relatable examples that I can give you is, first, we are ordering food online responsibly, causing causing more pile of plastic pollution.
right.
And the second is, we're not separating the waste, either is compostable, biodegradable, or recyclable. I hope we are not one of these people.
Mhm.
Yes, indeed, we cannot do much for now, but I believe with such simple efforts starting from your own house together, we can change for better. Yeah, I think that's one issue. That's one particular issue that I would love to address for now, because as we all agree, we are all want to create more sustainable world. And if we cannot start from our own home, then we
Then
cannot
we,
change the
yeah.
world.
That's very
Yeah.
true. I mean, it's the same. It's the same here in Kenya. We don't have this where you separate all your garbage. There's no. But I'm trying to do it like from my residence. You know, like sending out WhatsApp messages and just telling everyone. You know, can you? It's a very small thing, but it's a big thing in the end. You know,
Hmm.
these little behaviors that we do can have massive impact later on. And a lot of people are very ignorant. You know, about it. You know, like when I put out the message telling them, you know, can we try this? And it makes it easier. And they're like, wow, we never thought about that. So I think, yeah, I think you're right. We have to start, you know, down on the grassroots in the homes level, and maybe in a way, this
Yeah.
pandemic is a way to, you know, reach people in their homes because everyone's stuck in there.
Yeah. 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 I mean, everybody is stuck at their home, and I think it's a good way to change our habit, right?
Hmm.
It's a good way.
Right. Since we're at home
That's
and
what.
it,
Yes.
it's
That's.
the
I think that's one thing. That's one thing Corona will teach us.
we hope.
So. So
Right.
yeah.
Um,
So yeah. Hopefully, people will be more aware about that.
yeah. So at least one good thing can come out of it. While we're all stuck in our homes, we start changing our daily behaviors. But when we are allowed out, we carry on that, which will have a massive impact, I think, on the environment and the world as a whole. And I support your movement.
Yay! Thank you.
Yay. Thank you. So I think it's time to move over to, we have questions from the audience that I'm going to
Hmm.
read from Skype. So let me just, there's quite a few. Um, So Holly from London, can you tell us more about your local community and where your passion comes from? Thank you, Holly, for the question.
Thank you. Can you?
Can you tell us more about your local community and where your passion comes from?
Okay, so if we're talking about that, my passion, I think we've been
I think we sort
discussing
of
this
covered it.
before.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe about your local
Yeah,
community at home.
yeah. So my local community at home are very, very supportive about this movement. They are really excited about this movement. They even the local mothers community are even have this one recycle place that they make. Yeah, so they can recycle so they can separate the trash, the one that I told you, the micro,
Right.
so the biodegradable, and everything. So they've been really, 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 really supportive, and I really appreciate them about that. And yeah, I do believe that if if each and everyone can be so supportive, just like them, we can change for better, hopefully.
Yes, hopefully. I mean, I think it took this crisis to sort of wake everyone up. I mean, there's a lot of people who we've been shouting about, the environment and how we're going to sustain landscapes and restore them and, change our behaviors. But it looked like it was something in the future, but now it's here. As in, things have
Hmm.
to change yesterday, really.
Hmm.
Okay, great. And then I have some more questions here. There is so much nature in your country, from Tanjung Puting National Park and Gunung Niut Nature Reserve to Seram Island. I hope I'm saying everything correctly. And Sungai Nibung Village. What is your favorite place to hike and see wildlife?
Mm. If you're if you're asking about that, there's this one place I hiked before I got here.
Mhm.
It's called Gunung Sumbing. Yeah, maybe you can
I can,
yeah.
yeah, I can Google it and check it out. Great.
But if you're asking me about my favorite place for wildlife, there's one place I can instantly think of right now, which I should be there right now, but
Mhm.
which I'm currently stuck here. I cannot basically do much. It's called Tumbling Nature Wildlife Conservation. Have you ever
Mhm.
heard of that?
No, I haven't. We have to do
Okay,
an
so
exchange,
Tumbling,
Kenya,
yeah.
Indonesia.
Okay, so Tumbling Wildlife Nature Conservation is basically marine conservation and forest area on the southern tip of Sumatra,
Mhm.
and it's part of Bukit Barisan Selatan National Park in
Oh,
Indonesia.
okay.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, I was supposed to go there right before this conference because I'm doing some of my research and I would love to share more about how amazing this place is to the world. But as we all can agree, the pandemic forced us to postpone our agendas and adapt with the new normal system. So hopefully I can visit this place after everything gets better.
Wonderful. Very cool.
Hmm.
Then we have another question from Santa Ana. Is Jolene interested in
Oh,
joining Miss Earth? Huh, it's a good question.
oh, oh, wow. I don't know. I don't see myself in another. Oh wow, everyone has been asking this.
So really, really?
I don't know. For now, I don't see myself in another pageant. Yeah. Oh, if you guys didn't know, Miss Earth is another pageant.
Right. I figured.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's focusing. There are focusing. It's focusing on Earth and environmental things. And now I'm currently busy with other stuff, with my advocacy, with another. I have three advocacies. I have
Okay.
two social. Yes, I have two social advocacies, and I have one environmental advocacy.
Okay.
So, yeah, I cannot
It's a lot of work.
vision my. I cannot vision myself in another pageantry. But I don't know. Maybe later I change my mind. If it's for the earth, then why not?
And why not? Exactly. Yeah. If it gives you a voice, to, push your movement forward, then why not? I
Yes.
guess. Right. Yeah. I
Yes,
mean, you
true,
need
true. That's true.
yeah,
I
as
mean,
loud as you can be.
yes, that's what this all of this all about, right? It's
Right.
about it's about making impact to the
Right.
society. It's not just about hanging there and to have another title become an accessory for you.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about giving impact to the community.
Yeah, so it's changed from even my day when there was all the beauty contests where like where I used to think it's a place where you can have a voice. It's changed into that now. At least these are platforms where to give you a voice and to connect with people and to change movements. So these are opportunities that why not? They're
True, true,
yeah
true.
different from
Even
normal,
even
but
yeah, I would like to share even with the
mm,
with the other girls. So previously, I was in Miss International
mhm.
contest in
Okay,
Japan. So yeah, we change so much. We exchange so much. We exchange cultures. We exchange our way of thinking, way of life, and everything. And it's pretty much fun, especially about environment, because some of the girls are as much as me. They are very passionate about environment.
great, great. Yeah, so it doesn't have to always be like in competition with others. It's a platform that actually helps you connect and network and actually move a movement forward. Fantastic. You know,
True, true.
very cool. Yes, in the young generation. So we actually have only 4 minutes left with our great interview that we have. So maybe we'll just ask one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, so I'll take this one from Lisa from Germany, who's asking, how is plastic pollution addressed in education in Indonesia?
How?
How
I'm
is
sorry.
plastic pollution
Mm-hmm.
addressed in education in Indonesia? Oh,
How is
wait,
plastic pollution
yeah,
addressed
in education in Indonesia.
in
Okay, wait, let me give you
education
another
in
one.
Indonesia?
I have, yes, or I have one more easier one, then maybe it will be less time. From
Uh-huh.
Abednego in Indonesia. How
Mm-hmm.
can I help to ensure the best possible legacy for my grandchildren? A habitable world.
Well,
What message do you have for your, yeah, it's a big one, but what message would you have for your audience in terms of what they can do now to make sure that their grandchildren, will have a world that they can happily live in?
yeah, just like what we spoke before. It's as simple as starting from your own house. We cannot
Yes,
change the world. We cannot change the world if we're not starting from our own house. I mean, um, that for me it is the most effective way
mhm,
to start this movement. I mean, this is not just a campaign. This is a huge movement. Sorry. Okay.
yeah,
Sorry, there's some technical issue in that.
that's
This
okay.
is Yes, this is not just campaign. This is a movement. And if we cannot change our very own scoop, which is our own house, how can we change the world? How can we give possible impact to the society, to each and everyone? I mean, from by looking, even my friends, this is a personal, my friends, they start to not using the single-use plastic because they see me not using it.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just that's one simple move, but it's making a big impact.
wicked.
So from one people, we can contaminate it. I suppose we can
Hmm.
contaminate in a good way other
Right.
people. Yeah.
Yes, use contaminate in another way. It's been a real
Yeah.
pleasure. So I think my final, as we're closing, because our half an hour is up already. Maybe
Hmm.
what message do you have for all your for the audience and your followers? In getting through this pandemic. Any message you want to share that's important as we wrap up and sign off on day
All
one of
right.
our
All
DLF?
right. Can I speak in Bahasa Indonesia because Most
Please
of
go
my
for it.
followers and most of my viewers are from Indonesia.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, okay. Halo semuanya, warga Indonesia. Apa kabar? Saya Jolene Marie Cholock-Rotinsulu, Putri Indonesia Lingkungan 2019. Saya ingin menyampaikan kepada kalian semuanya, bila kalian ingin merubah dunia, especially about environment, mulailah dari rumah kalian sendiri. Kalian bisa melakukan hal kecil yang impact-nya besar, yaitu memisahkan limbah sampah plastik dari rumah kalian sendiri. Jadi, bila kalian ingin merubah dunia, kalian lakukanlah hal terkecil agar itu dapat menjadi contoh untuk orang lain, untuk anak-anak kita, untuk cucu-cucu nanti ke depannya, ataupun untuk generasi yang lebih tua. Kita ciptakan habit yang baik, kita ciptakan impact dari habit yang baik tersebut. Terima kasih. Thank you,
Thank you.
Holly, and thank you, Natasha. Oh, I just said.
Thank you. I think, yes, no, thank you for that. I think I could sort of understand that. I could feel it. Your passion for reducing plastic, yes, pollution and changing our behavior, one by one, and then we can make a massive difference. So I think we are about to wrap up. And we say thank you to our audience for signing in for us, live streaming through Instagram. Send us your comments. We can still have a chat about, everything we've discussed later on, as everything will be recorded and we are now connected and in touch. And Jolene, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure, really.
Thank you so much, Natasha. I hope I can visit Kenya.
Yes, yes, we do an exchange. You come here and I'll come and see you there. We'll share wildlife.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. You have a lovely day in New York. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, merci.